it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week raw. And today I have quite a funny story to tell you, and I apologize for the noise. Somebody's dog is rudely barking, so I hope you guys can still hear me because I can hear it out there. So anyway, I'm going to talk about my top 10 funniest SpongeBob episodes. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know a lot of people here on YouTube love SpongeBob. I know I'm definitely a fan of SpongeBob, and so is my cousin, and this video is going to be dedicated to my cousin, Dave. So Dave, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy. So my cousin Dave, he loves SpongeBob as well, and I'm dedicating this video to him because he's one of the best SpongeBob fans that I know. And I made a couple SpongeBob episode videos. Like I did a top 10 SpongeBob episodes video here on YouTube. I made it like when Steven Hillenburg passed away, and that was to honor him. And if you guys didn't see that video, I'll leave a link in the description box down below, as well as to my top 10 SpongeBob characters and my top 10 SpongeBob songs. And I'm super excited to talk about my top 10 funniest SpongeBob episodes because I know a lot of people here love SpongeBob. And there's also you know what's funny is there's also people here on YouTube remaking some SpongeBob episodes and stuff, like Christian J. He makes amazing SpongeBob episodes. So if you have not seen, they are super hilarious. He and his friends play the SpongeBob characters, and I think it's super funny that they're making all these funny episodes. Remaking all these awesome episodes of SpongeBob because SpongeBob is an amazing cartoon. And if you haven't seen his channel, I'll leave a link in the description box down below. I love honoring YouTubers, especially Christian J. He is an amazing YouTuber because he makes so many awesome. He's made I don't know how many episodes he's technically made, but he's made several of the funniest episodes of SpongeBob. So I'm going to get started talking about my top 10 SpongeBob episodes. Funniest SpongeBob episodes, excuse me. Number one on my list would have to be Graveyard Shift. Now, I think this one's really funny because Squidward tries to scare SpongeBob out of doing the graveyard shift at the Krusty Krab because the Krusty Krab is now open 24 hours a day, and he tries to tell SpongeBob a scary story in order to scare the living daylight out of SpongeBob. But then Squidward ends up getting paranoid and scared himself when an actual figure that looks like a character in the legend he's talking about. It actually is pretty funny because it gets them both freaked out, thinking that a person coming to apply for a job is actually the hash-slinging slasher, which makes it extra hilarious. Just because they're both freaking out over a kid coming to apply for a job when they think it's a creepy person. Number two on my list would have to be Krusty Towers. Now this one's really, really funny because it involves the Krusty Krab being turned into a hotel. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't seen these episodes, I do apologize. I forgot to say that. If I spoil it for those who haven't seen it. I'm sure most of you have seen these episodes, but I apologize for those who haven't seen these episodes. So, I like Krusty Towers. I think this one's super funny because the Krusty Krab gets turned into a hotel, and then Patrick joins to stay at the hotel. And drives Squidward crazy because he's taking advantage of Squidward, and then Squidward ends up becoming a customer for the Krusty Towers and tries to take advantage of the service to show them how he felt, and it's pretty funny. Because he asked them to do ridiculous stuff like eat a gross cheeseburger or redo a room into the way it was made before. It's actually pretty funny. Number three on my list would have to be Chocolate with Nuts. This one's really funny because Patrick and SpongeBob want to make a lot of money, but they end up trying to sell chocolate bars, but they have no attempt because they're not understanding how the sales process is working, and they try everything they can, like lie, in order to get people to buy their chocolate bars. It's pretty funny because they try every attempt they can, and then like half of the time it doesn't work, and then they end up being chased by a crazy person who wants to buy some of their chocolate. Number 4 on my list would have to be A Day Without Tears. This one's pretty funny because SpongeBob is crying non-stop in this episode, and it drives Squidward crazy, so he and Squidward decide to make a bet to see if SpongeBob can go without crying for the day. And Squidward tries everything he can to get SpongeBob to cry, but SpongeBob sticks to his gut, and I think that's awesome. Number 5 on my list would have to be the splinter. This one's one of those like gross yet funny episodes because SpongeBob gets a really gross splinter in his thumb and he tries to get it out so to prevent himself from getting sent home early from work. And they and he tries to get everything he can to get rid of the splinter, even get Patrick to do it, who's not even a doctor, and Patrick makes it worse by putting either garbage on top of his thumb or hitting the splinter in his thumb, which makes it extra hard. And I think this super funny yet gross because SpongeBob's splinter gets worse throughout the episode. Number 6 on my list would have to be Crabborg. This one's super funny because SpongeBob watches a movie and he gets convinced that Mr. Krabs is a robot, and it makes him very paranoid and annoyed that Krabs is a robot because he saw Mr. Krab with like burning eyes after he accidentally spilled salt in his eyes. It's actually really funny because he gets Squidward paranoid too, and they they capture Mr. Krabs and tried to convince him if he's the robot or not. It's pretty funny. Number 7 on my list would have to be The Lost Mattress. This one's a really funny episode because I think this is funny because SpongeBob and Patrick buy Mr. Krabs a new mattress because they feel bad for him because his old mattress is like hurting his back and stuff, and so they buy him a new one. But what they don't realize is they accidentally get rid of all of Mr. Krabs' money that is in the mattress. All that is in the mattress because it makes it really scary for Mr. Krabs because you know how Mr. Krabs is really into his money. So Patrick, SpongeBob, and Squidward all decide to work together to get the mattress back, which kind of ends up being funny because they end up attacked by a guard worm. Number 8 on my list would have to be the nightlight. This one's pretty funny because SpongeBob has trouble sleeping at night because he's scared of the dark, and then I find it funny because he like buys all these nightlights to light up his house so he's not so afraid of the dark anymore. It's super funny because the dark just made him constantly paranoid, and he and Patrick try everything they can to stay in the light. Number 9, they even moved Patrick's house into SpongeBob's. Number 9 on my list had to be Pizza Delivery. This one's a hilarious episode because SpongeBob and and Squidward, not Patrick, are forced to deliver a pizza. Despite the fact that Krusty Krab doesn't even serve pizza, and so they end up on this journey where they walk by foot because they lose their car, or in that case, boat, and they end up walking on foot, and they have all these events going on while they're trying to deliver a pizza. It's pretty funny, and then they get the pizza there after all that work, and then the customer ends up ungrateful, and they teach him a lesson. Number 10 on my list had to be Missing Identity. This one's a really funny episode because SpongeBob ends up losing his name tag, and he's worried, and he freaks out over his name tag getting lost because he's worried that it gets him paranoid to think that somebody is gonna steal his identity. Like a thief or something, and then he's like freaking out because he has an inspection in a certain amount of time, and he has to hurry and find his missing identity, and he has to look everywhere in order to find his name tag, like in the garbage or in the garbage or in his house. It's pretty funny because he has to go through the garbage in order to try and find his name tag. And his name tag ends up in the least, and one of the places that you'd expect to find a name tag is on your shirt, but it's backwards. It's really funny. Okay, so those are my top 10 funniest SpongeBob episodes. I apologize I was talking really fast. I didn't want this video to get too long, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to check out Christian J's channel for his SpongeBob episodes. I'll leave a link in the description box down below if you want to check it out. It is super funny, and don't forget to also check out my other SpongeBob videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for on. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!